Welcome to Dakota Growing. I'm Kelsey Deckert, your horticulture agent here in Burleigh County, joined in the Radio Access studio by my co-host Tom Kalb, NDSU Extension horticulturist. And we also have a guest today. We have NDSU Extension intern Hunter Gallagher. If I say that right, we were just laughing at my pronunciation ahead of time here. Welcome, Hunter.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course.
Sure.
How's things going today for everybody? It's cooler.
Yep. Cool, cloudy.
Yeah.
But it's been an exciting week. We had a big hailstorm. Really had golf ball sized hail.
Did you get that at your place?
Yeah, definitely.
Damage?
No. But my wife was out on the deck trying to take a video of it for like Facebook. And I go, wow, this is going to be your last video. Like, are you nuts? You're going to die out here. You know, it's like, because it was serious.
It was wild.
It was serious.
I had to drive in that.
Oh, did you? That's no fun.
No, vehicles got some damage to it,
yeah.
but we had our achievement days last week, so that happened on our horse day, and horse day ended at the perfect time, but yeah.
That's good.
I mean, it probably should have ended 20 minutes earlier at least. Then I wouldn't have had drove in it. But what do? Do you either outrun the storm or do you wait it out? I outran it. That's what my choice was.
Try to.
Yeah.
Try to get the radar. See what's going on, and then if you're there, like sometimes I go like under a bridge or next to tall trees that can shield me. Yeah,
out in the country, there's not those options.
I know it's kind of scary.
Yeah.
Kind of just gotta hope that the clouds move the other way.
Yeah.
But
it's been a wild year for weather. I feel like I do not remember growing up.
A couple tornadoes and
seeing back-to-back weeks of severe weather. I finally last week looked out and I was like, man, that garden's not very nice. Neither are my flowers anymore. But let them be.
Well, if you got bad flowers, I think we have somebody here who can help you with that.
I hope so.
Our flower expert for NDSU Extension.
She also told me growing up that she was in FFA and did floriculture, so she has that background in her on floral.
The study of flowers?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And competed, so that's one of the
competition.
Events.
Oh yeah. If anybody needs like a corsage or a boutonniere,
oh really?
Yeah, I can make one.
Is that your side business?
It should be. It should be
advertising.
Mm-hmm.
That was stressful.
It was
high
stressful.
school corsages.
I remember those too.
So shy. Oh my gosh, that was so stressful. Oh. Yeah, what color is your dress? Blah, blah. Oh, gosh.
Glad you're way past that point.
Yeah. Yeah, I just... Too shy. That's just too shy. That was just it's my fault. I should have just been stronger.
You know?
Just
live and learn.
I'm just going to go ask her out. Let's just go for it.
There you go.
Not, scared.
Should we get on the topics of hort today?
Should we talk about Dakota growing?
Yeah.
Let's talk about flowers.
All right. So, Hunter, you're going to start us off today.
Perfect.
And what are you going to be talking about today for us?
Okay, yeah. So today I'll kind of be discussing cut flowers, gardening, and then also preserving them. So,
okay. Let's get started. I'm ready and happy to learn.
Yeah. So, yeah, just getting into it a little bit. Considerations for flower growing. There's lots of different things that you got to take into account, like before you put any plants into the ground. So cut flowers aren't really any different. So location is definitely one of them. Are you going to do raised beds? Are you going to do in the ground? What sort of space do you have? Lots of cut flowers also really need full sun. So kind of like in your yard, looking around, seeing where is that full sun location. And then also supports. Many cut flowers need like a trellis or support system, especially when they start getting taller. Maybe they want to flop down. Gotta discourage that. So some sort of support system for them.
I think this is a good topic too, just because today, especially locally, there is a lot of cut flower growers.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think a lot of people don't realize how beautiful bouquets you can get, and not out of a floral shop, but actually grow and put together. So I'm excited as we continue on to learn about the flowers.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, another huge thing is the soil. What sort of like pH do you have going on? What drainage level? Lots of cut flowers really need well-drained soil. That's huge for them. And then also the climate. North Dakota, pretty notoriously cold, I would say.
Right. Short season.
Yes, yeah. So, yeah, choosing a flower in the first place that can grow here is major. I have the USDA hardiness zone map.
Yeah.
For North Dakota, mostly 4 and 3 zone is what we're looking at. And then, yeah, specifically in the Bismarck area, we are looking at 4A to 4B. So those considerations for that specific zone is what you would want to be looking for kind of in our area.
So that'd be for perennial flowers.
Yes, yeah. Annuals, just one season and then done. But perennials, yeah, want to consider the 4A, 4B zone. And then, yeah, more considerations. We've got the bloom period. If you want to have flowers blooming all season long, you've got to choose some different types. Some that maybe bloom in the spring, some more so in the summer, or some that more so in the fall. Kind of just spread them out if you want to have cut flowers all season long. Or you could do succession planting, which is waiting a week in between planting, so
Right.
then you're staggering when the
Right.
flowers bloom.
Yeah, they do that with sunflowers, like cutting sunflowers. You just, you can either plant different varieties that have different maturity dates, like a really early blooming sunflower, followed by, those are the pro cut varieties, and then you have the Vincent's Choice, Vincent's Fresh, that's 10 days later, so you can plant them, or you just stay with the pro cut and plant them every 10 days, so you always have something ready to go.
For sure. Yeah, and then I have just what kind of purpose do you want for these flowers? In a traditional flower farm, they would just be doing strict, these are only cut flowers. But if you in your backyard want to do a pollinator garden with these flowers, or if you want to use them for medicinal purposes, or you want to have edible flowers, those are all different things you can take into account when choosing what flowers you actually want to have in your garden.
Yeah, I don't grow flowers to eat myself. We have a
Much
thing
good
called
food.
vegetables and grocery stores.
I was kind of wondering if she was talking about hey, wildlife plantings here with the deer.
Oh, attract deer? You want to attract deer?
No, I don't. I don't want to attract deer.
Yeah, that's actually getting into our next point. We've got our challenges a little bit.
Oh, the deer is a challenge.
Yeah, the
you bet.
deer, if you live maybe more out in the country or on the edge of town, the deer or the rabbits can kind of, get in there and eat your flowers. So, if that's something you notice you deal with, maybe want to be aware of that, or other things like salt and drought, or I know at my parents' place, the basement floods every year. So, we'd want to take into consideration lots of water. So,
You also talked about raised beds, so again, over where Tom lives, there is some salinity issues. So if you want to get into cut flowers, you probably got to do a raised bed in that option.
Yeah, don't remind me. Yeah, there's actually a lot of us here, and drought's a big issue for the Bisman area.
Very much.
And so that's a big consideration. And salt can be an issue, and that's if you have a suspicion of it, go get your soil test, and then you can start taking some action.
That's right.
All right, now getting into kind of what makes flowers good for arrangements, because some flowers are just better at being cut flowers than others. First kind of point is the structure. If you have longer stems, if you're not low growing, if you're not compact, those are better. The longer stems are good for, you have to cut flowers multiple times before they kind of end up in the final arrangement, those sorts of things. And then alongside that, we've got visual appeal. Normally, we're choosing cut flowers because we like something about them. We like the bloom, or we like the foliage, anything like that.
Yep.
And then we've also got longevity. It wouldn't be very fun if you got a flower out of the ground and then like the next day all the petals were drooping and falling off. So you want that vase life to kind of be extended longer than normal. And then also compatibility. The color, the size, the shape of the flowers, anything like that, you kind of want them to flow well together. And that can happen a lot of different ways. Basically, all flowers could be compatible with each other. It's just, what do you like?
Yeah, like for longevity, that's why I have silk flowers myself. Have a very long life.
So-
Yeah, the longest
Just
life.
dust them off every now and then.
You know, though, a lot of people are moving to that even in their outdoor setting, like buying the artificial flowers to fill different containers. Even at, I think it was at Dakota Garden Expo, I seen a gal who had the outdoor, like they were for outdoor arrangements with artificial flowers.
Yeah, we had that in our family. We had geraniums that we just stuck them outside in spring and took them in fall.
I feel like in that area, though, people have gotten a lot better at making them very realistic,
Oh
too.
yeah,
Like,
the quality's looks a
Yes.
lot better nowadays.
Yeah, so you could still do floral arranging with silk flowers. You know?
You go to Hobby Lobby, they got like a zillion of them
Zillion,
to
yes.
choose from, and
Yeah,
see people like
that's
take
for sure.
one of this, one of this, one of this, making the magic happen. Looks
Yeah.
beautiful.
That's the big thing to do with like wedding bouquets these days is get like Hobby Lobby, make your own wedding bouquet arrangement, and then you have it forever.
Assuming the marriage lasts forever. That's
Oh, it probably burns a little easier, too, if it doesn't. So there's that.
Yeah, I didn't have that. I had a Stargazer Lily. I remember that. That's what my wife had. You know, all our flowers at the whole church cost $12. How about that?
Yeah, how about that? Wow.
That was a bargain.
That was
Real
more than a
bargain.
Got married in a developing country. There
Yeah.
you go. That's what happened to me. $12. That's great. Okay,
That is great.
sidetrack.
You're good. All right, kind of my next segment, is the best garden flowers for floral arranging. I kind of just have some examples here. This isn't like an all-inclusive list, but these are some we commonly see annuals in our area for cut flowers, so like zinnias, cosmos, dahlias, gladiolus, all of those. Definitely commonly seen being used for cut flowers. And then we've got perennials. We've got iris, coral bells, peony, tulip, bee balm. All of those are pretty commonly seen. Woody plants, we've got lilac, hydrangea, rose, forsythia. And then foliage flowers. So not necessarily using them for the flower themselves, but for the foliage, we've got hosta, lady's mantle, maiden grass, all of those.
Those are a great lists, great photos.
Yeah. So yeah, all of these should be able to be grown in our area, whether annual or perennial, but yeah. And then kind of getting more so into the preservation at this point. You put all this hard work into growing these flowers. You maybe want them to stick around for a while. So
Definitely.
yeah, getting into some of the things we can do to try and help that. Even before harvest, we've got what you got to consider is the plant variety, environment, and weather are kind of just stable things that you can't necessarily control that much. So you just got to be aware of that these can be like limiting factors for how long the vase life is going to be. Plant health, you want them to be healthy and turgid. Turgid meaning the cells are full of water and they're firm, so they're not weak or floppy, falling over. And then sanitation is huge. You want clean buckets and tools, and then you want sharp tools. It's very important when cutting cut flowers to make a clean cut and not crush the stem, because if you crush the stem, you're crushing the vascular tissue, and then the flower can't really take up any water in the vase.
Yeah, good points.
Making you think over there.
Yeah, because I was thinking like one type of cut flower that's sometimes used is they forest flowers, like apricots and even like forsythia and pussy willows. You cut them when they're just budding out. And then I thought they talked to me. You should smash the ends with a hammer.
Oh.
I don't know why. Just get out your aggression, I guess. But but they were talking that way to maybe help them break the dormancy. But in general, I agree. Clean cut's the way to go. Sharp through
Good. We're all in
what else?
agreement.
And also morning, right? You got to do it in the morning, right?
Yes.
That's important because everything it was all cool at night. Everything's still turgid and yeah. What other good tips you got for us?
Perfect. Okay, moving into when you're actually harvesting.
There you go.
Harvest timing. Yeah, like you said, mid-morning is best. You want to avoid the hottest part of the day. And then with some flowers, when you cut them, some are going to kind of keep opening up, and some are going to kind of just stop when you cut them. So a general rule that I saw was if it's like a daisy type flower, you can cut it when it's in like full bloom. And if it's more of like a spike type, like a gladiolus, you want to cut it when it's like 25 to 50% in bloom, because then those florets will keep opening as it sits in storage or in the vase. And then water, you want to put it in water as quickly as possible after harvesting. And then cool storage is very important. You want to keep it anywhere between like 33 and 60 for either that long-term or short-term storage would be good. And then a high relative humidity is just good for keeping the plants from drying out. And then getting into when you're actually trying to arrange the flowers. We've got sanitation, once again, very important. We're cutting, we're using other tools, very good to keep everything clean so you're not introducing any bacteria. And then the water. You want to change the water regularly when they're in the arrangements. If you see any like clouding, that's definitely a good sign that water needs to be changed. You want to keep the foliage out of the water, so before you even make the arrangement, kind of take the leaves off of the stems.
Yeah.
And then using a floral preservative is generally recommended, but normally only if it's like the store-bought kind. Generally, it seems like if you try to make your own, you might be doing more harm than good.
Like 7-Up or lemon juice.
Yeah.
I've heard people just say, too, can I just put some sugar in there?
Yeah. And don't forget about the penny. Gotta put a penny in there.
This is a new one.
Don't know that? It's got to get copper.
Got to get
Kelsey.
copper from the penny, huh?
Exactly.
Wow.
Abe Lincoln's full of copper. You got that right.
I didn't know it just
know that?
dissolves in water, though.
Just a little bit of copper, I guess. Or maybe the dirt on the penny. Maybe that's nutrients for the flowers. That's
There
it.
you go.
I think Hunter's general comment of
Just buy something.
Yeah.
don't do a homemade version is a good suggestion.
Yeah.
But yeah, you go to the store. There's usually they give you a free floral preservative, right? Because you already paid for the flowers.
Yeah.
You gotta have some of that too. And yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I think how often you gotta change it? Really every day, right? You gotta change it every day,
daily.
don't you? And yeah, that's what every day I try to do. And do you need to clip off the bottom the stem?
You're right on track with me. Yeah.
Okay, let's
Recut
go.
the
Right into
flowers.
it.
Let's go.
Yes. Okay.
There you go. Angle too.
Yeah, generally angled cuts seem to be what's recommended just so there's more like surface area for the tissue to take up the water. But yeah, recut the flowers basically anytime they come out of the water, recut them before they go back in.
Yeah, right away. Yeah, makes sense.
Sounds like I don't do anything right whenever I get flowers.
Well,
I'm not changing
do you get
the
flowers
water.
very often?
Not often, no.
Oh, come on, Jaden.
sometimes.
Come on.
I get more from my friend than I do from Jaden. And that's okay. But yeah, I guess I'm not changing my water every day. I'm not recutting stems, so
Yeah, you got to.
yeah.
And also, I always keep it out of direct sunlight. Is that, yeah.
Yes.
Is that your next slide?
Well, I think it's in here at some point, yeah. But yeah.
Okay,
No, you're good. Yeah, so then my last point kind of is just location. Kind of just like a bright area, probably not direct sunlight. Cooler if you can, like, maybe don't have it right next to the radiator. That doesn't seem like a great location. And then just avoiding ethylene, because ethylene is just like a plant hormone given off by plants or fruit, and it just...
So not by the bananas.
Yeah, maybe avoid the bananas, just because it'll just accelerate that blooming and all that.
Shorten the life period there. Just base life.
Yeah. This next part isn't quite silk flowers, but if you wanted to dry the cut flowers, that's also another option for a very long vase life. But with this, you got to be careful to choose the right flowers, because some flowers don't dry well at all. So you want to avoid fleshy, heavy, high water content, or delicate flowers. Those could be things like peonies, maybe not a great flower to try and dry. And then, just getting into maybe how you would do it a little bit. You want to harvest these more so in their prime, because when they start to dry, that's the stage of bloom that they're going to stay at. You want to remove the foliage, hang them in bundles upside down, and use a rubber band specifically, because when they lose that water content, they're going to start to shrink, and the rubber band will constrict with them. And then, store them in a warm, dry, dark, air-circulated place, and like 3 weeks later, you'll have some dried flowers.
Perfect.
Warm, dry, and is it well-lit area, or does that make a difference?
I don't think it
really.
would make that much of a
Yeah.
difference, yeah.
I don't know. I was
Some
told
eerie
when I
place.
got married to put them in the closet. And
All your
then-
wedding flowers?
Yeah, and hit them with hairspray.
Oh, yeah. I've heard that hairspray stuff.
I don't have them anymore, but I mean,
Oh, really? That's
I don't
sad.
know. It's not sad when they're crumbling and falling all over.
Yeah.
I don't need the mess.
Yeah. You're such a clean person.
Yeah, that's right.
How about on your wedding cake? You got the bride and groom on the wedding cakes still?
We didn't do that.
Oh,
We
you had
did
a
like a
horse and a
different.
cowboy.
Yeah, we did something different, but we did the whole like wait a year and eat a piece.
Oh.
I don't recommend that to people. That's not delicious or good at all.
Get a little freezer burns,
Even
or...
it's just I don't know where that tradition came in, but I wouldn't follow it. Live and learn.
Fair enough.
Wasn't good.
Okay, what else we got
Okay,
about
we'll
the
keep
flowers?
trucking along here.
Yeah, we keep getting sidetracked.
That's okay.
That's me, but it's fun.
That's okay. Okay, so next, just kind of going, how long will cut flowers last?
Yeah, this is good.
So in general, obviously, it depends on the species and the conditions that you put them in. But for flesh flowers, it seems to be between 5 to 14 days. But this is also generally the numbers from store-bought flowers. So if you were getting flowers out of your garden, it might be longer than this. Just kind of depends. And then for dried, months to years. They can kind of last a very long time.
Until you get annoyed with them.
Yeah.
Especially with hairspray.
Yeah, you say that. I don't know, the comment I would make is, like, this is nothing against floral shops, but it seems like if I get flowers from the grocery store or a store uptown, they seem to last longer than a floral arrangement that I've been given. I don't know why. I'm not doing anything different, but they just seem to hold their appeal a lot better.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't really agree with that. But, you know,
Maybe the people that are giving them to me are doing the right cuts or something. That could be it.
Or they're maybe the people who give you flowers, they kept the flowers in the car for all day, and then they give them to you, and then they fall apart
possible.
quick.
It's possible.
There's a lot of problems, a lot of things going on. But I think our florist shops, they're the experts. And,
They are the experts. Everything.
And especially for
It seems like-
floral design. That's the thing I don't get. I don't know what to put next to what as far as in the vase. Like, I have a hard time with that.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Hunter has a workshop tomorrow that she just told me
really?
this morning there's an opening spot in case you want to learn.
Yeah, stop on by.
Is that remedial class? I think I
Or
need
maybe you just
the
want to go there for
beginner's lesson.
observation.
I don't want to be publicly humiliated. Oh, what about it? What, are you going to talk about this workshop?
Yeah, so
I mean, it's full, so it's not like it's tomorrow and it's full. But you can talk about what's happening,
Yeah.
I guess, if you want. You can tell Tom if he
It's
wants
already
to come.
standing room only, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. There
Yeah.
you go.
Doing
Yeah.
a good job with it.
yeah,
Congratulations. Gonna have a second one.
maybe, I
If
guess.
there was interest.
If
she
there's
said.
high demand,
That's right.
maybe you
Well-
can be first in line.
There you go. I would like to learn how to make a nice floral display. I would like to learn that. Right now, I just
She's the expert.
I just give
She
it
did
my wife takes care of it.
floriculture.
I know that's
Just stop
I
by
like
the
growing.
office.
I like growing flowers. Even on the farm, I was kind of like I had a flower garden.
That was your jam, huh?
I kind of like that. I loved the annuals, you know, like cosmos, and they were so pretty. And zinnias, wow, they're so, and they're easy to grow too. That's it. And marigolds, those like the ones you mentioned, those are so easy. Gladiolas, anybody can grow that. That's like, it's there's a lot of opportunities, and I like those early to flower. Those are good, but they add so much beauty to a garden. You know,
They do.
I don't care about those pollinators. Everybody cares about pollinators now. I just want it to look good.
Just want it to
And
be
if the
good.
pollinators come, okay, they're welcome to it.
Bonus,
Too.
huh?
They can come too. But it's just so beautiful to grow them. And when I cut a flower, my goal is 7 days. That's the way.
That's pretty
my-
good,
That's
yeah.
my goal.
Great. Do you got more to talk about?
Yeah,
Matt?
just a little bit. We kind of maybe talked about this a little bit, but getting into myths.
Ooh, yeah.
There's plenty
The
of myths.
hairspray myth.
Hairspray.
Yeah, I should have researched that beforehand. We could have added that to the list. But yeah, homemade flower food to extend a vase life.
Oh, there's the pennies.
Yeah, pennies,
See?
sugar.
Yeah.
It's listed
Aspirin.
first.
Wow.
It's listed first. It's pretty big.
That
Kelsey.
must be, and I'm not up
That's
on
it.
that.
You
The
are not
sugar
up
is
on
what
that.
I've heard.
Yeah.
Same with Christmas trees. Got the same thing. Pennies, sugar, aspirin. Yeah, aspirin.
I didn't hear that
Because they're
one either.
sick. They need something. They just got chopped. They feel
Do you
pain in
think the
those stems.
USDA or FDA studies aspirin with flowers? Does research on that? I don't think so.
Well, somebody did.
Somebody did.
Because it's a myth now. We know it's
Yeah.
not true. Obviously,
There you
it's
go.
science-based information.
There you go.
So
Okay.
we're
well,
past that.
No.
We'll let you actually talk here, Hunter.
No, you're good.
Tylenol, we don't know about Tylenol, but aspirin, don't use aspirin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ibuprofen, probably not good either.
Probably.
Just say it.
Cough
Yeah.
syrup,
Cough
allergy
syrup.
meds. Like, we're just going to talk about it all.
Benadryl, no.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically the general idea is that all of these might help bacteria develop instead of, boosting the flowers themselves.
Yeah.
So generally not maybe a great idea. Best to just use the store-bought stuff.
That's good.
And then, we talked about this a little bit, but cut flowers don't need direct sunlight. It'll cause them to bloom faster, so indirect is better. And then this is one that I've seen before, is that you have to
wow.
cut the stems underwater to prevent air bubbles.
Right.
I generally think this is kind of
kinda
like
hard.
a non-issue. Like, you could cut them underwater. That's not going to hurt anything, but you don't have to.
Seems like a lot of work.
I think the key is you just got to get that stem into the vase, the water,
ASAP.
ASAP. That's the bottom line, huh?
So yeah, and then after all this, maybe I've inspired you to have your
Yeah.
own cut garden after all of this myth talk and flower talk. So some cut flower gardening steps. Kind of what would you want to, some actionable steps to kind of look going forward. Obviously right now it's July, so maybe you're not going to plant anything, in the
I know,
heat we've been
there's
having.
50-day sunflowers
There you go. Get them in yet.
Yeah, get them in quick.
yesterday.
So yeah, just maybe start planning for next season, find that space, choose those flowers you
great.
want. Get a soil test so you can figure out pH, nutrient levels, and then start maybe preparing your garden area.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, you could do some fall planting. You can maybe do some spring planting. And then for watering, generally recommended to do deep, infrequent watering. That'll, encourage deeper root growth and try and stop some of those weeds from growing. And then for pruning, I saw you can do pinching, can encourage more bloom. So that's kind of just cutting off the main leader of the flower, and then more shoots should grow with more blooms. So,
Love that bottom picture there. It looks like you don't have much weeding to do.
Yeah.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Good. I think these are all helpful, Hunter. You got anything else to add on this?
Nope, just that's it for me.
Well, that's wonderful. Are you inspired?
I am. But there's no openings in our workshop, so what can I do?
You have to schedule a one-on-one at the office.
I guess
Yeah.
so. Personal
We'll do a
consultation.
consultation, yeah.
Well, Tom grows sunflowers, so...
Yeah, I got some in Carrington right now.
Yeah, you could bring some sunflowers in, and we could probably go around and find some other things to add in from around
Yeah, I
the
used to
office.
sell. I have sold cut flowers at the farmers market. I've done that.
With the cucumbers and the corn.
Yeah, we did it. I had a project, Flowers for Africa, and I did it with a community, local. It was called the Lincoln Center in Kenosha, and we grew flowers and arranged them, and we sold them at the market, and we gave the money to support children in Africa.
That's wonderful.
Very nice.
Yeah, that
I
was
bet
cool.
that was a well-received project.
Yeah, that was good. It's good. It's a good thing. But yeah, so I like cut flowers. I love sunflowers and zinnias. They're fun, easy to grow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you
Whatever
do
you-
any of your glads this year? I got glads planted.
No, I gave them all away.
Darn it,
You
huh?
know, I didn't have any left over. I rarely do.
I'll be honest, I don't even know what colors are going to come up that I put out
Oh, really?
there. But I'm excited. You
Yeah.
had fun colors.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, glads are fun to grow too. Their bulbs are generally easy. Like tulips. Have you ever forced tulips?
I haven't, no.
Oh, I've done that. That's fun. That's fun. We can talk about that in a future episode.
Yeah, we're going to start off with summer lawn care. We're in July. Today's cool, but it's been hot. It's been very hot.
Yep.
Have you had, I guess even Hunter probably haven't checked in, but calls about lawns browning up yet?
No, but mine is.
Yep.
So that's it's just going to bed. It's just sleeping.
Going to bed.
Taking a
is
summer
right.
nap.
It's going dormant. Don't
okay.
need to worry about that. I had a call, I think not last week, the week before, that somebody brown going dormant. So just in general, like we talk all the time with lawn care, watering, you need 1 inch per week. Mother Nature has been helping us out greatly lately. So you probably don't need that additional irrigation unless you're really trying to keep that grass green. But long, deep waterings, just like you said with the cut flowers, that's in general again too, right? This is all stuff we've talked about in the past, but maybe we got a new viewer out there that hasn't jumped on any of those past episodes. Generally, we talk about morning is the best time. I like to talk to people and say, let's make sure we do that after the dew is gone, especially when we've had periods of high humidity and rain, just because that is the time and perfect environment for different turf grass, fungus, and disease to develop as well.
Well, how much is 1 inch?
How much is 1 inch? Do you want to talk about
No.
how people can figure that out?
I'm just being a viewer here. Just like, how do I know if there's an inch on?
Yeah, so if you got a sprinkler system, let's get
Yeah.
some flat bottom
See it
containers.
out there in the photo right there.
Yep, just like that. Get some flat bottom containers. I always talked about like tuna cans or just Tupperware containers, and you're gonna set them out from the sprinkler, especially if you have zones and stuff. You're gonna check out the different zones, run it like you normally do, see how much water you're actually collecting in those containers at a given time. Then you're gonna have
Sounds
to adjust
perfect.
it. It's
Thanks for
easy
letting me
enough.
know. I can do that.
I know you can do that. Okay, mowing. Have you been mowing frequently, or are you just still baling hay over there? Depends.
I have some sad news to talk about.
Uh-oh.
Because usually with my lawn, I can do about a third of it a day. A third of it at a time. A third of my lawn a day.
So by the time you're done with 1/3, and you get done with the whole lawn, you're back to square
Not
one.
quite. But my son, who's much more energetic than I am, he did the whole lawn in one day. And my old decrepit lawnmower with the broken wheel and
Uh-oh. Quit?
It's gone. So
Uh-oh.
had to get so I got a new mower. That's good news.
Bigger?
Nope.
Nope. Riding?
Nope. I thought about it, but if it's just a walk behind, it's just kind of like getting good exercise, kind of.
It is good exercise.
So that's the way I'm going, and it's much cheaper. So
Yeah.
And so that's my exciting news about my mower. So that was the last time that mower.
Is it cutting just slick as ever now with a new one?
Haven't used it yet.
Oh.
Because my lawn's turning brown just in
Left
time.
it be. He said, "Thank you, God. You heard my prayer today." Less mowing going on.
Yeah.
All right, so if you are out there mowing and stuff, recommended if you can tolerate that, keep it at about 3.5 to 4 inches tall. Of course, don't bag those clippings. That's better. Those clippings can give back a little bit of nitrogen to your lawn. And then if you are cutting extremely short, that is going to be stressful. We talked about drought earlier. In times of drought, that's going to be an issue. So those are my couple tips on summer lawn care. Another thing that's been going on pretty frequently, we've been getting calls, is fire blight. So that affects anything in the Rosea family. So raspberry, serviceberry, hawthorn, apples, even cotoneaster. Tom, you sent these pictures to me. What do we got here?
Well, that's in Carrington, and that's our hascap planting, and so I just saw that yesterday. And
There's a nice close-up.
you see, that's the textbook symptom. Is you see what they call the shepherd's crook. Mm-hmm. You see how it's and it's at the tip of the branch, and it looks torched. That's why it's called fire blight. And I just took that and I said, wow, this is perfect symptom of fire blight. So
Right.
sad.
It is so sad. I have not. This is the first time, though, I've actually seen it on a hascap. So
Well, there's not that many hascaps out there.
that is true
That's
as
right.
well.
But
That's true.
fire blight can also go on. It's the number one killer of pears, and it can be on the prunus family, like cherries, choke cherries. It can get that too. It's not as common as the apple family, but yeah, it's bad. Like hail makes the wound, and then it's a bacteria. Bacteria needs a wound to enter. So after a hailstorm is really when you get the fire blight going.
Yeah, let's go a little more into detail. But here's a nice picture, too, example on an apple tree.
Yeah.
This photo is actually from last year and stuff. This isn't a this year photo. But what are our symptoms besides what Tom kind of talked about? Flowers can appear water-soaked. They droop, they shrivel, turning brown or black. Your leaves are going to turn brown or black and bend down in that hook shape, which we call the shepherd's crook. And then your bark can also be discolored and you can see physical oozing. So, like Tom said, as far as spreading, insects, irrigation, infected tools. So if you're out there pruning one that has it and you're not sterilizing in between cuts, that's easy for it to spread. How does it survive? It's going to survive in those cankers on the trunk or the branches. It multiplies in our spring during that warm, wet weather, and bacteria seeps out of those natural openings as well. So what do we do about it? Plant resistant varieties, prune out the infection at least 10 inches below that canker. We want to, basically when you have fire blight, you want to keep it from going to the main trunk, and you kind of more of manage it when you get it. Sterilize those pruners in between cuts, and I know we've talked to in previous episodes, there is some pesticides kind of to help prevent the spread of it and stuff. So, comments, Tom. You look like you got a comment.
Well, are you going to talk more about like the ugly stub technique and that stuff?
You can.
Okay, well.
I'll let you take it.
Well, the first thing is like one way you spread fire blight is through your pruners. So you have to be very careful during the growing season pruning. And that's why in most cases people just wait till once winter comes. Then you won't spread the fire blight on your pruners during the dormant season. So, and you got to go at least 10 inches where you see the symptoms, and much more is better. There's no effective spray that once you get it, you have to amputate it out. That's the bottom line. And if you just got a little bit of it, you can cut it. It's called the ugly stub. You can Google that method. You can prune it during the growing season, and you prune back to a stub. Like it's got to be at least a 2-3-year-old, about a couple inches, at least a full inch wide. 2 inches better, and leave a stub, and then the fire blight bacterium will coalesce in that stub, and then you can prune out that stub in the wintertime. But if you're not sure, I would just wait until winter and just try to prune out and be very aggressive, and then you just got to pray. Like that one hascap you showed there, I don't know if that guy's going to make. I would wait till winter. I would prune that whole thing down to the base and just see if it's, hopefully the bacterium didn't go all the way through. But it's a killer.
Yeah, very much.
And forget about streptomycin for common people. That's for orchards, and that's there's no good spray for that fire blight.
Got to manage it.
Got to amputate it carefully.
Okay, I'm going to wrap up with controlling some weeds in our garden. So, you got any weeds going on?
You got it. I got
How about this?
Quite a collection. Yes, I've got some of that. It's a cut flower that I'm growing for.
You gotta have gloves putting this one in the bouquet, huh?
No, see, that's what we call texture.
Oh, yeah.
It adds.
See, you know floral design.
Yeah.
Of course, this is like the country flower of Scotland. So those are my Scottish bouquets.
There you go. How about this one?
Oh, that's in case I get hungry in the garden. I can
so
eat.
you're growing that for edible reasons?
Yes, not for cut flowers. The flowers are too small, and they don't dry well either.
How about this?
Well, it was like grass to me, so.
That's not in the garden, it's just in the lawn.
half of my yard looks like that. The other half's weeds. Are you talking about, okay, I don't know what you're trying to say.
Just grassy weeds in here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
This is my number one enemy in my raised beds.
I know what it is.
So I will just say,
Grass?
Grass.
Number one?
Grass is number one. So what do we need to do? Combat them. We need to attack them as soon as they appear. Don't let them go to seed or flowers. So, earlier, I went to Medora for a weekend, and I came back, and oof, really? They were bad. I think I probably spent a good hour with my garden trowel digging out the grass. So a garden hoe, a garden trowel, those are going to be your friends to really help you be successful in combating them. Mulch is going to help greatly if you can mulch in between rows, or if you do a no-till approach with landscaping fabric, which I did do that in my one garden bed. Very few weeds that I have to deal with. And then I always get the question of herbicide, right? Well, as far as in a garden and even in flower beds, I would say this is kind of more of I don't know, I guess if you have a lot of time on your hands, or maybe you want to just combat it earlier, but you want to go ahead and do a spot spray, a glyphosate. You don't have anything out there that's going to kill the weeds and not affect surrounding plants if you get an accidental drift or spraying on those. So, again, we've talked about in the past, sometimes people get out there with a paintbrush and paintbrush weeds. I think the easier method for me is just to go out and attack the grass full on with with my weapon of a garden trawl and dig it out and make it look nice.
Sharp hoe.
That's right.
It's usually the best way to go for a garden, such a sharp,
Yes.
But there are pre-emergent ones for
Yep.
preen, for example. That might
talked
you
about
might
that
want
in
to
the past.
consider that for your grass problem.
Maybe.
If annual grasses.
I think I just got a whole variety
Feels
of it.
good. It's like a
It's
therapeutic.
that exercise you talk about,
It's
getting my
therapeutic.
arms working.
Yeah. I got field bindweed's my killer. That guy's aggressive.
It's aggressive, is right.
But it's kind of attractive. It's morning glory.
Yeah.
But
Those white flowers.
somehow it just got a bad reputation that it's undesirable. It's just not right.
Yeah. Just like that thistle, huh?
That's right. And those golden dandelions.
Yeah.
So sparkling. Not a good cut flower, though.
No.
They wilt after a few hours.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to talk about fears, flowers, and fall vegetables.
Ooh.
And we'll see how far we get. Okay. Here's some of the fears we're going to talk about.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going to talk about 2 common diseases on tomatoes. Almost every tomato vine gets these every year, and now they're just starting to appear. First one is early blight. And with that early blight, you see on that brown lesion, you can see the rings on it.
Yes.
And then the general yellowing. That's early blight, alternaria. Very common. There's another picture of it. Kind of big brown lesions. And then you got septoria leaf blight, these little tiny pinpricks that turn brownish to burgundy-ish. So, to prevent them, you don't do overhead watering. This is evil. These plants are very unhappy. You're getting these leaves wet, and that's how these tomato diseases get going. They got to have humidity, and so when you do overhead watering, especially in the evening hours, you're just putting a perfect environment to attract diseases. So don't do overhead watering. Plants don't drink through their leaves. They like to drink through their roots that's their preference. So avoid overhead irrigation, and then you irrigate in the morning, never at night. And kind of like watering your lawn. Water deeply, but not frequently. The roots grow where the water is. If you water deep, the roots grow deep, and that's what you want. And mulching can help serve as a barrier for some of these tomato diseases, because the diseases start at the soil. So if you have some mulch between your vine and the soil, that can serve as a barrier. Okay, so for your tomato vines, get them off the ground, because the disease comes from the soil. Avoid splashing the soil on the leaves. And a lot of people prune off their lower tomato vine leaves if the leaves touch the soil. And we can use protective, preventative fungicides. And these chlorothalonil is a long name, but it's at every garden center. It's like vegetable fungicide. That's what is common. And copper is an organic option. But they only work as preventatives. Once you got it, you got it. You can't cure it. So the tree is try to prevent it. Get the plants off the ground, and be careful when you water. Water infrequently and avoid soil splash. Okay. I got this. Here's another fear. I got this question from somebody that got this ugly crud growing on their tomato vine. Have you ever seen that, you guys? What is it? Is it cruddy?
Is it
Do you get a?
I don't think you need to be fearful of this.
Do you get a brush?
You don't need to be fearful.
You scrub it off.
You're not going to
Soap?
scrub that off.
Right.
Are you? Are you out there scrubbing it off?
No, I don't. My vines, but they're clean. But no, these are just tomatoes have the capacity to form roots on their stems. So these are just, we call them adventitious roots. Or if you laid this on the soil, they would pop out roots. So this is just nature. It's nothing wrong, nothing harmful. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. These are just potential roots. It's not. It's just nature. Okay, then I've had 2 people this week complain that they're not getting any fruits. This is on a zucchini, and that was a major problem for this person who likes zucchini. So I say, you got to see, do you got male and female flowers? So this is a male flower. It doesn't have a fruit. Males do not produce fruits. Only females do. So there you see a picture. You got a female cucumber and a male cucumber flower. Females have the fruits. You got to have both. So check the vines carefully. Sometimes there's a lot more men out there than females. Especially females are more sensitive to environmental stress. There's a female cuke, there's a female pumpkin. So once you see, now the other thing to keep in mind is that like that female flower, she's only receptive for 1 day. 1 day. You got to have that pollination occur that day. And so you got to promote a healthy garden where there's lots of bee activity. Okay, and sometimes if it's really hot, the flower just ain't going to make it. And this is a tomato flower, and this is actually wind pollinated more than anything else. But if it's in the 90s or high 80s, you're going to it's just not going to set fruit. So you just wait till the next flush of flowers. No worries.
You didn't tell the zucchini lady not to worry? There'll be plenty to be put on your doorstep or something later
Well,
in the
I
year.
said she's got to check to make sure there's male and female flowers, yeah. Oh, you're going to donate some to her? Sorry.
That just is the joke, right?
Yeah,
Too
I
much
know.
zucchini.
I know, so. But, you know, people, we're always looking forward to those first fruits. And so if you're not seeing fruit being set, it's a concern. So just make sure you got male and female flowers out there. It's just kind of fun. Okay, sometimes if you look at those flowers, you see these evil beetles. This is a striped cucumber beetle, and there's spotted ones too. And they eat into the cucumber leaves. See those little holes they're doing? And they eat, and they spread bacteria, and they poop bacteria, and that.
Ooh, they're nasty.
When I see that ragged look, that is a problem with cucumber beetles. And they spread bacterial wilt. No cure for this. So if you're seeing some wilting vines,
Rip 'em out,
you got to
huh?
rip them out before that bacteria spreads from those beetles. So what I do, like we grew a lot of cucumbers on our farm. So as soon as we saw the first beetles, we went after them. We're showing no mercy. But to control it, you got to remove the infected plants and then kill the cucumber beetles. They say you should spray if you see 20 beetles per plant. I'm more aggressive than that. I don't wait till 20.
That seems like a lot. To see 20 on one plant?
Yeah, well, it's a big vine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's some people just say, do I really have to spray, you know? So it's economics.
Okay.
And how you feel about it. Like for me, I don't want no darn beetles in my yard. They're going to spread disease.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill it.
Take
And
care
so how
of
I
it.
kill it, pyrethrin, neem, spinosad, and the pyrethroids. So pyrethrin, the nice thing about pyrethrin, neem, and spinosad are organic. Pyrethrin's only good for 1 day. But, you know, the nice thing is that it won't harm bees in the next day. So it's only active for 1 or 2 days. Neem won't even affect bees. So that's good. So if they're blooming, if the plants are blooming, you might want to consider an organic type because you don't want to harm the honeybees when you spray. And spinosad also, as long as it dries, the bees won't be affected by it. Pyrethrin's short. It will kill bees, so that's why you got to spray in the evening hours when the bees are not active. Pyrethroids got to be especially, this is the hardcore stuff, like 7 or 8. That's a synthetic pyrethroid. You got to be careful with that because that's definitely, bees are very sensitive to that. So be careful. Only spray in the evening hours. But from my experience, I use one quick spray and then my problem's solved. I get on the problem right away. Okay? Spray in the evening is very important. Okay. Last thing to talk about is these beautiful flowers in my yard right now. This is my fall picture here. You see how the days are getting shorter?
I think it's
kind of sad, huh?
Yeah.
And or this could be the grass in your garden, I think, maybe. Or
I don't know. I don't let them go to seed, so who knows?
That's right. And my lawnmower broke, so it's going to seed. So, but this could use this for a cut flower, right? We could try that, right?
For sure, yeah.
Right, see, there you go.
So let it be, Tom.
Is it beautiful, or is it a weed or beautiful? I don't know, but it's fall. That's why I show it, and the days are getting shorter. So, just in the brief minute we have here, you can grow fall vegetables.
Yeah.
Now is the time to get serious about it, okay? I grow radishes in the spring, and then when I harvest them, they're all bitter. That's because they're bulbing up when it's hot. You want radishes to bulb up when it's cool. That's when they're mild. That's when they're delicious. The best radishes are grown in the fall. Same with turnips. most people don't grow turnips. They may not even like them. But if you grow them in the fall, this is a Hakurai variety, a Japanese turnip. So fruity, absolutely delicious, and easy to grow. 35 days from seed, you can harvest these in the fall. It's a nice vegetable to grow in the fall. Spinach tastes great in the fall. There's even some funky looking vegetables like kohlrabi. Again, the vegetables, they will bulb up when it's cool and mild, and they'll have the best flavor, the fruitiest, the least starchy flavor if they ripen when it's cool. So you got to find, when do we sow them? You got to find out the last freeze frost date for Bismarck, and Dave's Garden has a website that you can do that. And if you look at the top green line, you see 50% chance of a frost, and the left line says fall 32 degrees. That's our light frost. So it's about September 25th is when we get our first light frost in most years. Okay, and there's other resources. The Midwest Region Climate Center has this information. So then I go to my Johnny Seed catalog and I just type in my date, September 25th, and that's when I'm going to get my first light frost. And then it tells me my planting dates. It just spits them out for me. And so here's an example. Like,
We got time. That's what you're.
you got to get moving on beets.
Positivity.
And then, so like soon you got to get that Swiss chart if you want, and the turnips, kohlrabi. And then first week of August, you want to plant your spinach and any Asian greens. They're fun to grow too. And radishes, you plant them a little bit later because they're 25, 30-day things. So red radishes, you can wait till mid-August for that. But again, don't despair. We still got a growing season. Still got some stuff we can sow, but you just gotta make a plan, just like with the flowers you talked earlier, and make it happen. So that's what I got today.
Look at that.
Positivity at the end.
I like it.
We can still plant some stuff. And I'm really, if you've never planted radishes in the fall, they're so much better than they are. I never grow them in the spring anymore. They taste terrible.
I'm curious what you eat the turnips with that you describe so fruity flavor.
Oh, like you can make them you slice them up and you boil them, and you can eat the greens. The greens, turnip greens, that's my favorite green.
Wow.
They're milder flavor than like those mustard greens.
Yeah.
Most mustard greens, you stir fry them. Stir fry the greens, and you can make soups out of the roots.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
Interesting.
or salad. You can cut them just like for
Just
radishes. You
slice 'em
slice
up
them
and
up.
throw 'em
You
in there,
do them when
yeah.
they're young. Yeah, that white Asian one, Hakurai, is really good. Yep, it's part of a healthy diet.
Yeah.
You know that?
It is. I've never grown turnips, so.
I got some seeds for you.
Oh, do you?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll share some if you promise to grow them.
For my hailed out garden that I got going on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sorry about
Good.
that.
Doesn't look good.
Okay, well, today was an exciting
It
episode.
was. We thank Hunter for joining us.
Yes, thanks for
Maybe-
having
Very,
me.
very.
Maybe we can get her in on one more before the end of the internship.
Well, it
That would
seems
be
like she's
lovely.
having all these sold-out workshops, so I think we should take advantage of.
Oh yeah,
The knowledge.
in high demand.
Yeah, there you go. So,
Perfect.
and maybe you can come back next year for us. Be an
Yeah.
intern next year. No, you got a career.
You never know.
Maybe I'll retire. You can take my job.
There you
Maybe.
go.
I don't know.
Perfect.
We'll see what happens. No, just kidding, people. Just kidding.
Relax. Yeah, we don't need a flood of phone calls here going on. That's for sure. Well, we just want to say thank you for joining us today on our episode. And again, a sincere thank you to Hunter for joining us today as well. That was fun. Learned a lot and really enjoyed your presentation. And as always, we just hope that you will join us on our future episodes.
Dakota Growing is a gardening show brought to you by Dakota Media Access and NDSU Extension. We discuss a variety of timely topics pertaining to your landscape, along with giving you tips and advice for your lawn, garden, and trees. If you have questions, call 701-221-6865 or email ndsu.burley.extension@ndsu.com. Dakota Growing airs on Radio Access 102.5 FM, Community Access Channel 12 or 612 HD, or online at freetv.org.